In the heart of Lagos, a transformative event unfolded, shaping the future of climate activism. Young and passionate media enthusiasts gathered to embark on a journey to harness the power of storytelling for climate justice. This groundbreaking event brought together budding journalists, filmmakers, and communicators eager to make a difference. Renowned media professionals, including the esteemed Adewale Taiwo, Esther Mokwariola, and Michael Simiri, took the stage to impart their wealth of knowledge.
The issue is between the countries concerned. The developed countries must take responsibility because they started it first, and now we're trying to play catch-up. And in the process of playing catch-up, we're destroying the earth more.
The participant learned the art of leveraging media to amplify the urgent call for environmental sustainability.
We had a very insightful session led by Ms. Esther Mokwariola from TBC, and she give very important insights on storytelling and the techniques you can deploy to making or putting out stories that would get the appeal of both policymakers and other stakeholders like host communities or whosoever is evoked to listen. But I think one principal takeout I got from everything she said was that the media plays a very powerful role in eliciting stories that could change things for the better. So how we as media professionals are able to put out the information professionally, and how we're able to do it in such a way that points people to the stories, and not to us, but points people to the stories and makes the story relatable. So somebody can listen to the story and be like, I've been through that and I really want a solution out of this issue. So I think it was really powerful.
Yeah, so far I've learned different techniques on how to explore storytelling, and then the mediums and the media which you can also use, and also the credibility, the features that is expected of storytelling also for impact purpose.
Okay, for me, is for us to craft and tell stories that humans can relate to. But sometimes when we say climate change, it sounds ambiguous or straight for certain kind of individual. But when we're able to tell the human aspect of it, we're able to make more impact.
The highlight of the event was a hands-on experience as the group visited a recycling hub in Ajegunle, Lagos, witnessing firsthand the impact of recycling on the community.
Kind of through with plastic or waste, whatever goes out of this community gets straight into the Atlantic. So we have a stewardship responsibility for the ocean, right, and indeed for the community. And this is also it's largely a fishing community. So we have a lot of fishermen and women. If you go, all these structures you're seeing at the back, they are smoking pots, right? They smoke fish there. So imagine by 2050, these guys are not now able to find fish in the ocean. What is going to happen to them? What is going to happen to their livelihood, their children, right? So this is why we feel like our position here is very strategic, and our responsibility is also very, very strategic and very important. So with our work here, these guys this community will be able to steward their own environment. They'll be able to steward the ocean. They'll steward their future and ensure that no waste, whatever will be happening in the ocean by 2050, this community will not be contributing to it.
Participants gained valuable insights into practical aspects of environmental conservation. The event served as a catalyst, empowering these young media minds to weave compelling narrative that inspire change.
Then we give them training. Then each of the cluster they have a scale, they have the bag, so that once they come the scale, they have their own record too. So once the bag is full, we'll have 4 or 5 jumbo bags. Then we go there and bring it. So we also save cost of transportation. So these are some of the information once you are doing your reporting and so on, let people know. Because when they say waste, you have been to Ajeguna, you can see what we are doing. And the plan we are looking at is having 4 or 5 of these same centers around the over. So whereby when next you come, it will be hard for you to see ordinary pure water nylon on the floor.
This gathering was more than just a training. It was a call to action, a declaration that the power of media in the hands of the youth can be a driving force for positive environmental change.
That's how we do, and then after we know the total page of what we are or what the customer wants. This is the process.
Yeah, some might collect
calculate what they sorted in.
And there are some they even give targets. Some give targets, some might say end of the month already.
Let this be the beginning of a new chapter where storytelling becomes a beacon for climate justice.
My name is Olumide Ijowu, and I'm the Executive Director for International Climate Change Development Initiative. Yeah, basically, we are actually here today because of the urgency we see around climate justice across Nigeria. And with the support of Nigerian Climate Justice Alliance, through the National Conservation Foundation, we are trying to bring young medias together to see how we can tell more stories around waste and recycling in Lagos State. And we're also trying to see how we can use this story to influence change and to make people to understand that climate justice is real, and we need to start looking at how we can tell the story in a different way and to change the narrative of people to understand that this issue of waste is a problem. And so many people see it as a problem today, but some people see it as a economic growth for them. So using the media to tell the story from communities angle, and also to share different narrative on how they can be able to see the environment space and the waste management space as an investment opportunity is also something that's very, very important for us. And so we are trying to create awareness, create advocacy for community people to understand that climate change is real. For us, we see that the young media, some of them are actually writers, some of them are into storytelling, and some of them are actually into social media journalism. And for this kind of training, we've been able to see that they've been able to learn a lot on how to tell story from different angles, how to actually share their story with different platforms that will amplify their voices and make communities people to read about it. And one of the impactful way we are doing this is to also push their story with sort of ads so that they'll be able to get to different areas for them to, people to read and see the narrative of the kind of story they are sharing. And also to tell the story of some waste pickers, waste collectors, and also some recycling companies that are doing fantastically well across the value chain. So for us, we've seen that there's change in their mindset, there's change in the kind of way of telling story, and there's change in the way they see the waste sector in Lagos State or across Nigeria. For us, we've been able to engage some great facilitators. We have Mr. Taiwo Adewale, one of the great waste management consultants, even in Nigeria, and I'm sure everybody know him. We have Esther Pariola, the person that actually managed the Green Angle News in TVC. So you can see that we have, big shot of speakers on our platform. And we also have Enviro News, which everybody knows across Africa, that tells stories around waste management, climate change, gender, biosecurity and issue. We have him also as one of our speakers, and we also have Maku Studio as one of our great storytelling platform that has been helping us to do all this conversation to make sure that our young medias were able to get a good platform for them to tell their story and to also share stories that change the narrative of people that thinks waste is waste, or think that waste is not supposed to be an economic growth. But for us, we've seen change in them, we've seen growth, and we've seen opportunity for investment. So one of our great outcomes from this story is to have at least 3 to 4 different concrete stories that is going to be in a different dimension. And we are looking for everybody to go and read the story on Enviro News, and that's why we are partnering with Enviro News. And if you go to our platform, Climate World, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you'll be able to also see that story, because we are going to be giving a very massive investment in their story by putting it on ads, and we're going to sponsor some of their stories to make sure that a lot of people see the story. And one thing we want to use this story for is to change your mindsets, for you to understand that storytelling actually change a big issues in the world. You can see the likes of big media people that when they post on social media or they post on different story, their story goes very fast. So we want to make sure that these young medias also have that growth for them to move and for them to start telling their story to different platforms. We are not only going to post them on Enviro News, we're also going to push them to different platforms for people to see. And lastly, if you want to engage with these young medias, you can see their story on our website, iccdafrica.org, so that you can be able to engage more of them, to tell stories or to share their stories with you. Yeah, I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to National Conservation Foundation through the Nigerian Climate Justice Alliance, which is a coalition and network of climate change organizations working on sustainable development in Nigeria, for putting resources together to support this wonderful training for these young medias to tell this story across different platforms, not only on waste, but we are going to be looking at different platforms that they can tell story on. So thank you very much, Nigerian Climate Justice Alliance and National Conservation Foundation, for supporting this program and for putting us on the map for telling climate justice stories. We are not stopping here. We are trying to make sure that we build more young medias for climate justice across Nigeria and across Africa.